Living in the lesser world, where what we have seems to be more than what we need, but yet all that we have is less and we need to buy, don't say goodbye. Au revoir in French, they say au revoir. And when you want to open your mind, it's ouvrir. When you want to go to the centrate or centrate or Celsius understanding, the changing when we speak Celsius to Fahrenheit or cooking in the dough, and the words I choose to speak is only because I keep jumping back and forth between the sounds and the actual definitions between English and French. The letter sounds, the word sounds. I am the Bélier, I have the corn on the cob, the communication, the niblets, the picking off of the digital, the analog, the digital, the compression between the two worlds, the ocean. When you watch a commercial, the reality of the word commercial, what comes to your head? It comes on, here comes the commercial. Do you see that the commercial is coming on? .com, mer equaling to ocean, rem equaling to a period of time of sleep, fabricated to understand it's a 45-minute period, which is relevant to the word fox. Taking away the F in fox, which is a combination of ABC, because nothing begins and it's ABC is compressed inside of the alter world, where, how can I say it, where we need the E worlds, because the actual ABC, although it creates three, and this is very complicated to explain because I'm explaining it, and I'm only explaining it the way I can basically understand it. If I was to draw this on a piece of paper, or I was to draw this on a piece of paper, or if I was to turn the 45-degree angle once, or if I was to draw the 45-degree angle twice, these are all expressions of something. You see, when I continue from here to here to here, okay, it's a shorter distance from here to here and here to here. This is A, this is B, this is C. But in reality, when you really look, we only have three dots. Shouldn't this be A, B, C? There's a greater distance between here and here. If this was A singular to BC, going by the Olympic understanding, if you win the gold, the silver, and the bronze, see, this is very complicated because I'm not sure where to set my template. So what I like to do is say this is A, this is B, this is C. But because of the great distance between these two, this dot is an in-between dot. Why can't we put another one here? So now it has to be A, B, C, D, E, F. So now what's in between D, E, F? We have E, okay, coming together, counting for what is on the left and what is on the right. E holds the DF inside, definition, federation of creation, and the ABC. ABC 1, 2, 3 inside the 3 cube on the 45-degree angle, holding the dice straight. Holding the dice straight, as I showed in a previous video, when you're using paint, all the pixels will line up on the cross. When you undo this, it will recreate the cross to 6 sides, and where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and only 6 sides. How does it happen? Because we use one area twice. 6 equaling to 7, the spirit of 76 is the heart of the matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 being into the ground. We take off from the ground, we go high into the sky, and oh my God, I'm in a plane, I feel sort of safe, I'm okay, I'm on the top of a ledge, I feel like I'm going to fall. But when you come off of the earth and you change time zones, all of a sudden you're feeling airsick and nausea, and all of a sudden you're more tired when you get to the other time zone. Splitting up area here, splitting up area here, what 4 sides can do and where the 4th side is inside. You see these two are on the outside, this 3, but these 3 are converged on the center of this diamond, the 45 degrees. 45, 45, 45 equals to a total of 135 for the letters A, C, E, and also noted on your keyboard 135 where the top row, the 3rd letter is E. On the middle row, it is A, and on the bottom row, okay, excuse me, the fifth one went on QWERTY, QWERT, the fifth one is T. On the second row, it is A, and on the bottom row, it is C, it says cat. So ace cat is what I have, and it's the new one, ace cat. Goes all over. Cialis, how about CL for sky? Male, female, can you look at it that way, A and E? Because the A goes inside the E. I was looking at my vegetables before, and I noticed that the north pole of my vegetable, or is it the south pole of my vegetable, which one is connected to the vine? Extending to the outside, you see there's only one connected. Or are we on a spit? When you're turning the spit on one side, you don't need to turn it on the other side. You can lock it so it doesn't turn on the other side if you want, or you can unlock it and keep turning the spit. And you know you can just lock it on this side. But if you only lock it on one side, you can twist that and twist that pit, right? But this is locked, so you twist, you tie on both sides. Irrelevant to the fact. Jumping off subject and onto something else. I'm going to be getting into maybe a new Mr. Tackpants thing, is where I'm going to put one word and I want multiple cultures to look at that word and make a video. I don't care if you're putting your face there, it doesn't matter. All I want to hear is the sound you make from the letter that is there. So inside this short scenario, we have foghorn, fog, mist, and we have leghorn. Fog is in the air, energy in the air, leg is on the ground. Foghorn leghorn is the big nutty rooster in Bugs Bunny. Fog equaling to 667. Leg equaling to 12, 5, and 7, and where L, 5 and 12, is also in relationship to the moon. I don't remember why, but it's in relationship to the moon. 17 is the Q, which is also part of the R letter because we have the line running down and across, just like in the R. So R is connected to Q. QR is the 17th letter, or we remove it to create the 7. Now, how do we create the 5 and 12? There's a numeric value that creates it, and I don't remember, but 5 and 12 equaling to 512, which is part of the memory in the computer system, whatever letters they use for that, MB. MB is 1, 3, and 2, the 13th letter. M and B, the second letter. 1 and 3 equals 4 and 2. 42 represents 5 and 9, and 24 represents that cat. 5 and 1 and 2 equals 3. 5 and 3 means electric company, EC, any craps, and the design of the heart. The top of the heart is the E, and the V is the 5th letter. The 5th letter being E, and the 3 being C and E, and they use the letters C and E as the same way as they use AD and BC, but this is the French, they go C and E, like in the cartoons, they go C and E before time with the, what do you want to call it, the cavemen, C and M, right? M equaling to 13, C equals to 3, 3, 1, 3. There's tons of combinations in here. So we now have leg and fog. We have horn equaling to 8 and 15, and 18 and 14. 8 and 15. What we are missing is the 7 ball. We are in this divided skies. Now I'm relating this to pool. We are in the divided skies of the church and the gold of the church. We happen to be the children of the gold in the church. Inside gold, the difference of God is that L letter, which means half, and it's also related to 3 and 2 as a multiple relationship to the X, multiplication, 1 times 2 equaling to 2, and the plus, 1 plus 2 equaling to 3, 3 and 2 equals to 5, 3 times 2 equals to 6. Now, when you have to multiply and you go on the angle, like I did in paint in a previous video, it shows you that you cannot draw a straight line on pixels because it won't show up. The minute you enlarge it, you will see the ridges. Those ridges are always, for me, related to my DNA strand, because the DNA strand ends up with those ridges, not because I want it to, because the design comes out that way. And it shows the 45-degree angle, 45 135, creating the 180, because that's the way I associate. I'm so layman. I'm so freaking stupid. I am so dumb to the creation of all mathematics that have come together that you have to remember everything because it's all in code. I have to break it down and recreate a code that I personally understand so that everybody else who's dumb and stupid just like me can say, hey, I understand this guy. Look how smart we are because we're going back to the basics. Staying at the basics keeps you smart because there is no dumb. Just because you don't understand what somebody else has created, because you haven't inflicted this on your mind and memory to have that association for how, just like the Celsius and Fahrenheit, you're going 18 is 0 and 0 is 32. C and F, 3 and 6 letters in the alphabet. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to now 18, which is the R letter. That R letter angel resident and electronic resident angel is all connected to the moon. 666. One side of 666 is 5. The other side is 75775. Electric company, G&E Electric, is the numeric value 57 for the moon, only found after at 19, because it takes 3. You must come into the center for passage into 121. And that passage is 5775, and that relates to the moon. 52 or 5 and 11, okay, any craps, 1 and 1 is 2 equaling to 52, is now communication. And Sean Bushman, if you were looking for your 4252, your earth connection and your key runs through communication of the 9 lives of the cat. And that 9th life of the cat is right over here. 5 and 4 is your 9. 9 lives of the cat. And we must association because we have a front to the dice and a back to the dice. So if we have 5 and 4 here, we have 2 and 7 here, equaling to the red sun. 27, 54. The red sun communication. And that will connect you now to the earth. And there's your 52. And your communication is 42. But 42 is not associating your link to the half world. On this angle, dog leg, turning the corner, associated with trucking. Because when that truck, in the back of the truck, you're looking, oh my God, I got the truck going sideways. What does that sticker mean? It means when he turns corners, be careful not to be passing him on the other side. Hello? If he's driving too fast and he ain't a good truck, boom, over on the side. You think I make all this stuff up? This has all been coded. I'm just reading what I see. I must be totally out of my tree. Oh my God, out of my tree. Feet are on the ground, solid. Give me a minute. Now let me continue on the video. Now, I don't remember everything that I was talking about, and I can probably come back and sit here for an hour and bore you for a little bit. So I'd have to splice the tape, but then you wouldn't see the true reality of the connection of everything, how I'm thinking. And I talk quick. And I talk quick because the high and the low blood pressure that's going in and out of us and through my feet and out my butt. Processing all my organs, and my heart is beating, and all my mind is ticking inside, and I feel things going up and down my arm. Oh my God, I'm feeling fucking high. But I haven't smoked any 420, and I haven't taken any LSD in my life. Talking about speed, I'm not sure what you're talking about. When you go to that hospital and you go this fast, Mr. BP, over there, and they ain't talking about your blood pressure. That's why they called it BP for blood pressure, bipolar. Just want to jump the subject a little bit. It's a ball. If I had to do paint with a ball on a sandy beach, if I would just touch the sand, I would only get a little mark. If I compress this ball into the sand, I would get a bigger mark. How close do I have to make these balls so you don't see the ridges? I can put the ball in the ball. How do I put the ball in the ball? Check this out. I just ran the ball in front of my face. Now I just ran the ball partly in front of my face, partly in front of my face, partly in front of my face. Now the ball is no longer in front of my face, and I made 4 to 5 spots because I kept moving the ball, and we keep asking, how can we keep making spots? Because it's one ball on the move, in the sand, showing us a straight line that when you look down, all you keep seeing is this, because it's a ball. Because it's a ball. You want to hold the ball. The best way to hold the ball is in a circle. It's a flat circle holding a ball. The tree of life, the creation and growth of planet Earth, that all nutrients come from the greatest tree, the palm trees, the connected tree, that if you would split the tree, it would split apart the two sides, and you grow another tree, and all of a sudden, we have a planet. Obviously, everything is 70% water, so we need to dip this tree into something full of nutrients all the time. The veins running off on this planet as lakes, as streams, as rivers, the ocean, feeding and guiding and pulling the electric from the altar worlds, because this world is dead. The fruit is dead once it gets pulled off the vine. It rots in hell as a process of elimination. What is happening in our minds and what I am saying, I will not say 100% right, because I ain't no scientist. All I do is tear apart what I see and reconstruct it to share it for all the other people like me that are so smart because they want to know the truth. I want to buy something. I want to buy something. And the bélier, or the mountain goat, sitting in the tree, balancing so well. How is it so possible that Darwin and all these other boys, notice I'm talking about the boys, how did all these boys, why wasn't it all the girls telling us? Why wasn't Darwin a girl? Why wasn't Freud a girl? Why aren't all these people girls? What is the difference in creation of the explanation between the boys and the girls? That is documented as scientific, these smart people that came out, because this is also a clue. There's clues everywhere, because in creation, from the mind, from the other world, is the actual creation. Whatever you say, you cannot say without it being right or wrong, or just about right, but then some of it wrong. It's like saying, is it completely right? Well, it's almost right. And if it's almost right, then it's on a 45-degree angle. And if it's in between that almost right, it can be a little bit more and a little bit less, being in between northeast, west, and south, being northeast or northwest, between southeast and southwest. From northeast to northwest, let's say the north is where the vine comes in, to where all the life is. Or let's say the southeast to southwest is where all the vine is. So everything is from the bottom giving one energy, and then everything on top might be the altar of energies. Up to the moon, down into the air we breathe, and all of a sudden our lungs and our heart speaking together as they pump our blood, giving out some of the wrong information. And now we have disease and cancer because our bodies, besides our minds, are now confused. Confusion within us. We spoke about the moon, and we spoke about energies, and it's so funny that on one of the bricks on the wall, I have exactly what I said in that brick over there. 5775, southeast, southwest, right? And I also have right there in the top, right there over there, right? And we also have to understand that we do it in French and English, might change the letter. Forget about the word. I just want the first letter. Because in the first letter, the capital comes out at the beginning of a phrase or the beginning of a sentence. That in between words, there's usually no capitals, other than in between some words, you will see the capital I. This is an explanation of something that I do not know the answer, because I do not have all the answers. I can open up, I can grab a worm, I can put him on Jack and throw Jack, cast Jack out. And I cast Jack out with the worm, the snake that I cut in half that lives on, and all of a sudden I catch a fish. Fish upon my wish. I reel him in, I got a fish. Jesus and the 4 fishermen. 3 out of 4 dentists, 3 out of 4 fishermen. 3 liars and 1 that tells the truth. And when you learn the truth, you find the 3 liars. We were on foghorn and leghorn. We were on the word commercial. Rim, 13 and 5 equaling to the 13 and the 5 ball in pool in this one. 13 and 5 equals to 18. 13 minus 5 equals to 8. That is the H. So we now have inside the ocean, is now we understand we're connected to the heavens. Inside the ocean, we now have the orange ball, which is connected. To create orange, you need yellow and red. We now collect 1 and 9, which is on the other side. 1 is in between 8, using all of 9, meaning 8 circling 1, minus and plus 8, 1, we get 7 and 9, which is your gateway. On each side of F6, we get 5 and 7, which is our moon. 6, 6, 6, 18 creates the letter R. We now know the separation of everything runs through our moon. 5 and 4 running of the angle is now with our sun. Mars is 51, 5 and 1 running from up here into the center here and down to 9 on this side. 1, 5, and 9, because this will now stretch out to be our tic-tac-toe on the 45-degree angle. Our vibration is sitting 1, 5, and 9. Our vibration is sitting right on this line over here for the understanding of images and designs. 2, 3, and 4. Although there is no 2, 3, and 4, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, equaling to 10, we also have 2, 3, and 4 between 1 and 5. And that is your vibration. The center here is a numeric value of 74, but it's a change numeric value because it's on an angle. So what if we now get it straight? Straighten everything out, right, like this. Now the 1, 5, 9 is now over here. 1, see the corner over here? 1, 5, and 9. See the 3 dice? You're now carrying 1, 5, 9 on the 3 dice. And now when we turn it this way, it comes onto the cross. And when we do that, if you look up Lo Shu, you will see 9, 5, 1 now on the cross. So everything is a relationship. We're just busy building the puzzle. Who am I? Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Back to Sean, I'm going to get back with the connection to the 17, 18, 19. The understanding what it actually is when things are primed. Do not prime me, or prime is to put a little bit more juice into the motor, prime the motor, or prime the water. Once you prime the water, once you fill up the missing gap between the two sides of the water and you start it, the water will start to flow. How it works exactly, if somebody shows me exactly, I can see more of a vision of it and explain it the way I see it in a layman term. To all those who want to know, you are extremely smart. To all those who know everything and are not willing to understand the difference and why things are not the actuality of what you actually know, you are not as smart as you think you are. To be open-minded, to leave that drain unclogged. Now I have to work with the word clog or clogs. When people go walking in the wooden clogs, all of a sudden, clippity-clop, everything is connected, clippity-clop, connected to the horse, connected to horsepower, connected to Pegasus, connected to one of the astrological signs, Pegasus, the sign, connected to the square in Pegasus, connected to Andromeda, Meta being of the meadow, or demon if you return it backwards, partly in the word red, but you're using D, meaning D is on the left side of 5. D is also between 1 and 5 inside the vibration. If you're talking about between 1, 5, and 9 is 2, 3, and 4, and 6, 7, and 8. Then when you connect 6, 7, and 8 to 2, 3, 4, and you use the distance, you have 2, 8, 3, 7, 4, and 5. Excuse me, you have 2, 8, 3, 7, 4, 6 equaling to 10, 10, 10. The link is in 55. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals 13 and 42. 42 is that communication in altered current. 7 times 6, 42. 7 hours, the 7th gate. 7 plus 13 equals 7 plus 6 equals 13. 1 and 3 is 4. That 4th planet is Mars or Saturn. So when we say all this, what the hell did I say just now? Why is it 55 the passage? Because when I turn a cube this way and this way, here is the plus, Here it's the multiply. I now created the star system because when you go around the star system, I create X and O. X and O in numbers will create 2020. It also, X and O letters is 39. The reverse of X and O is reversed to 12. X is reversed to 3. 12 and 3 equals 15. The numeric value for Mars and the passing of time Christ is 1551. 74 and 77 equals 151. 74 is Jesus. 77 is Christ. Jesus Christ, I thought I knew nothing at all. Raphael, thank you for watching this video off the top of my head.